Thanks for checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe.
Dave, let's hit some of the stuff in the Observer, and then we'll look at the awards. So the lead story was about the change in the WrestleMania plans leading to Drew McIntyre beating Cody for the title. And Cody also saying that he thought that that was probably the better plan for his character, being a babyface on the chase. But then you mentioned that it doesn't really matter because he's probably getting booed anyways in Vegas.
That's what I think. I think that Cody's getting booed in Vegas just because he's Cody, and it happened last year. Because I was thinking, like, if Cody's wrestling Drew McIntyre or Jacob Fatu, what's going to happen? And I thought, like, the people are probably going to go with Jacob Fatu, probably, but then it'll become cool to boo Cody, and that's not a good thing. If they go with Cody and Drew, I think that the Mania audience might go with Drew, but they might want to see. They'll pop for a title change if that's what if that would be the thing. But I think that, like, last year they thought that was the cool thing to boo him. So, and it doesn't really reflect on the rest, but it is that unique thing, you know. And it just you just got to live with it. I mean, it's not like John Cena and Roman Reigns didn't have to go through the same thing, and you know, so that's just how it is with the Mania audience.
And then where does that leave Roman, you think?
Well, I think that the Royal Rumble will tell us where it leaves Roman. You know, I mean, I'm just going to guess that they'll come up with, you know, obviously they're going to have to come up with something big for him and for Brock Lesnar too, and for Gunther and some of these other people. But I think the Royal Rumble will probably give us a, you know, kind of a good outline on where things are going, and they can still change their mind. You know, I mean, it's like this decision was made, I believe, Wednesday of last week, 9 days ago, you know, to just basically, you know, tear up the key plans for the WWE title. And from there, you know, it's like kind of like a domino effect. Well, we do this, then we can't do this, and then we got to do this. And so, you know, it's a funny thing because there's so many high level meetings and channels that it goes through, and at the end of the day, the reality is that before, these things would mean, you know, were very major business decisions when, like, Vince McMahon was involved, and now, because of the nature of the business, they're really not. Like if they do a dumb build up or a bad build up, the reality is that people are still gonna watch Mania because it's Mania, and the tickets are still gonna sell because it's Mania. You know, I mean, it's like, yeah, Dwayne Johnson's a difference maker. Maybe Cena, maybe not even Cena, you know, but it's really just, it's WrestleMania, and whatever they put on, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna sell tickets at a very, very high price. And at the end of the day, if the show sucks, their audience will themselves to say that it didn't, because they spent so much. You know this one better than anyone, Garrett, because you were in Vegas. They're gonna like we saw those WrestleMania shows last year, and they were not good. But to the people there, they could not admit that they were not good, because once you spend that kind of money, you're going to find a way that must be good.
The thing I was wondering about as I was reading your story, a couple of weeks ago, I said, you know, the last couple of years, we've kind of known what, like, the big thing was for the year. Like last year, we knew John Cena's retirement was coming, so that was gonna be the year-long storyline. In the past, Cody's story, previous to that, the bloodline. And I was like, what is this year's? Like, I really had no idea how much of these changes are related to the fact that there was, like, no one thing that they had set for, for the whole year.
I mean, yeah, they don't have this giant overriding thing. They don't have Dwayne coming back. I mean, in theory, there may be a Lesnar retirement at some point, but they haven't put their hand to that. And yeah, but they don't have that, you know, and that's one of the things why this year is going to be a little bit tougher, because you know, they don't have that one thing. And I think we've seen it a little bit, you know. I mean, we've seen some, you know, softness is a bad word, because they're still doing very well, but it's not, you know, it's not like it was 8 months ago, you know. And I think that even if there had been no Cena last year, I think it would have been a year ago where we start seeing the softness. I think Cena gave them an extra year of being really, really strong, and now we're at the point where, like, I think that maybe they're going to look at this as like kind of a rebuilding period where we've got to get some new stars over while maintaining the existing stars. And in their mind, and there's truth to it, is that it takes a little while to get new people over. So, but we also know that this is cyclical business, and sometimes, as we just had, I mean, we had a cycle from 2002 to about 2000 and what was it, about 2020-ish to 21, where it really wasn't, open the doors, everyone buys tickets at super high prices. You know what I mean? It's like we go through these couple year periods when you luck into the right angle and somebody gets over, and yeah, business is through the roof, but it never lasts. I mean, it's. But I mean, as far as from they're kind of, they're kind of like heading to what I would call UFC territory, where it's really not that exciting, but their money is so guaranteed that Dana can go out there and just say, you don't like the main event, don't watch it. Nobody in WWE will ever quite say that one. I think that maybe when they get mad some days, they might think it. When they read stuff they don't like. Dana's got no filter and he's super rich, and it's like, why'd you make this match that makes no sense? And it's like, then don't watch it.
Yeah, great answer to the question there.
Have you grabbed your F4WOnline.com shirt yet? Well, we got a bunch of them. They're up in the store right now. F4WOnline.com/shirts. You can grab your -5 stars shirt, your Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer shirts, even the brand new After Dark Radio shirt. You love Granny? We have Granny's Gang shirts. Have you ever won a shoot battle royal? Probably not, but you can tell people you did. So check out the store. All of these great shirts and more. It's through Pro Wrestling Tees. F4WOnline.com/shirts. That's F4WOnline.com/shirts.